What's up, guys? I am back home. I'm so sorry it took so long to get back here to do some more videos, but work's been crazy. But I'm back, and I'm ready to get some more stuff out to you guys, and I'm about to hit you with another review. Thing is, I didn't want to hit you guys with just another random movie or video game review. I wanted to mean something. Something that's hit me on a personal level in my life and changed me for the better. So I thought to myself, okay, what better thing, movie, video game, whatever, to talk about than Final Fantasy VII Remake? That's right. I beat the snot out of it, and now I'm ready to bring it to you guys. I'm ready to talk about it, talk turkey with you. But first, before we start going into Final Fantasy VII Remake, to better understand how it's impacted my life, let's go back in time a little bit. Back to 1997. Now, obviously, I was much younger. I was in junior high. Things were different. The PlayStation 1 was the big thing. And I was on a Tomb Raider kick. So, Tomb Raider 2 had just been released, and I had saved up my allowance to go down to Walmart and pick it up. You know, it took me a few weeks to get that allowance to go get it. But I finally got it and hit the store with my dad. I walked right up to that gaming window where they keep all the games, all the PlayStation 1 games. I knew exactly what I wanted. I saw that Tomb Raider 2 copy right there just for me. But by some bizarre twist of fate, something caught my eye right next to it. And that something was Final Fantasy VII. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I, at that point, was not an RPG gamer, a role-playing gamer, especially Japanese role-playing games. You know, it just wasn't my thing. I didn't grow up with it. It wasn't my thing. But over the course of its release, I kept hearing whispers and rumors and friends talking about it, saying how amazing it was, how it's revolutionary, how it's changed everything. And I couldn't help it. The curiosity got the better of me, and I laid the money down for Final Fantasy VII. I purchased it, took it home, and I spent the entire summer playing it. And I gotta say, that is some of the best money I have ever spent. It was a crazy summer. It was a crazy summer. And I beat it. And at the end of it, I said, you know what? This game has just totally changed the way I look at video games. We have hit a point at that juncture where video games no longer were just about jumping on turtles or running through the Green Hills zone to fight some mad scientist at the end of it. We were done with all that. We were telling incredible stories that you wouldn't see anywhere but on the big screen at a movie theater. But now, no. Video games had brought to us real stories that we could delve into with characters that were important to us by the end of the game. And, you know, Final Fantasy VII was just that. It was eye-opening. It was incredible. At the time, not now obviously, but at the time, the graphics were amazing. It looked great. It had, in between cutscenes, a full motion video, FMVs. And it was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. I already told you the story for Final Fantasy VII was one of the best things about it, and it was phenomenal. To this day, I haven't played games that have really rivaled that since. But yeah, it was incredible. I loved the battle system, the materia system, all of that. I finally played an RPG and I loved it, and it changed me. To this day, I love RPGs. They're amazing, and I have Final Fantasy VII to thank for that. You know, it just opened me up to a whole new world. Yeah, I loved it. So anyways, let's fast forward many years later to 2020 and the release of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I have to tell you, I haven't been this excited for a game, maybe ever. Because, I mean, obviously, when the original 7 came out, I, just heard whispers about it. It had been out for a while. I picked it up by chance. This time, I was ready. I knew what I was in for. And I gotta tell you, this game is incredible. It is incredible. Now, I will tell you right off the bat, when you pick up Final Fantasy VII Remake, you're not getting the whole Final Fantasy VII experience as far as the story goes, because Square Enix, in all its wisdom, has decided to release Final Fantasy VII Remake in chapters. What we've got right now is chapter 1. So it's going to end on a cliffhanger, and it does, which is expected. But don't expect the full Final Fantasy VII story when you get this. This is chapter 1, and from what I hear, we're probably going to get a 2, a 3, and possibly a 4th chapter. But that aside, this game took me 35 hours to get through. This is just chapter 1. 35 hours of gameplay. That's how long it took me to beat it. And it was one hell of an experience. I will tell you that right now. It was incredible. Anyways, let's get down to it. The story. The story is about a soldier, a mercenary now, if you will. His name is Cloud Strife. He joins up with an eco-terrorist group, I guess is what you could call him, named Avalanche, who is, the leader is Barrett. Barrett and, you also have Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse. And also Tifa is with that group. Now, obviously, you have no idea who I'm talking about, but these are very pivotal characters who you will go through this incredible story with. Anyways, Cloud joins up with this group, Avalanche, and they go off on a mission to save the planet, so to speak, by blowing up these reactors. This corporation called Shinra is kind of an energy corporation, but they're big megalomaniacs. They're, crazy with power. They're very, very powerful figures who pretty much control the entirety of the city of Midgar, which is where the first chapter takes place. So basically it starts off with you doing these deeds, blowing up a reactor, trying to save the planet. We're blowing up, power reactors just to save the world. Now, these reactors are pumping Mako energy out of the planet. I'm sorry, they pronounce it. I have been pronouncing it Mako for years, but it's Mako energy. Mako energy from the planet, and it's killing the planet. Now, Shinra doesn't care. They don't care. This stuff is giving them profit, money. Their hunger for power knows no bounds. So, that's what Avalanche is there to do. Help save the planet by shutting these reactors down. Now, it goes on and it goes on, and what I love about the story the most is this starts off very simply. You think you're going to be with this group the whole time, and this is all you're going to do. You just, we're going to save the planet. But you save the planet. By the end of the game, you wind up saving the planet in ways you had no clue you were going to go. The story takes twists and turns. I'm not going to spoil anything in this, guys. I want you to pick this game up and experience it for yourselves. But you're going to have twists. You're going to have turns. Even for you guys who played the original Final Fantasy VII, the story in the original Final Fantasy VII carries over to this game, but this remake flips it in ways that you didn't see coming. And believe it or not, I had some shocking revelations and surprises happen to me along the way in this game. I didn't think that was going to be possible. So, obviously, thumbs up right there for shocking a Final Fantasy VII fanatic like me. But yeah, the story was great. The story was incredible. I'm not going to get any more than that. Maybe I'll do a spoiler video down the road somewhere. I don't know, but I'm not going to give any more than that away. I want you to experience this game. I want you to experience it so badly that you love the remake and want to go back and visit the original. Okay, the graphics. We have taken huge, massive leaps in graphics since 1997 with the original. I'm not gonna lie. After playing the remake and then going back to play Final Fantasy VII, the original, yowza, this game, the original game looks all. I wouldn't say terrible because that for the time, it was great. It looked fantastic for its time, but now it's quite dated. So when you do go back and play it, just expect to be kind of maybe underwhelmed, especially if you've already experienced Remake. But Remake's graphics, holy crap. It looks amazing, like I'm watching a movie. Man, I can't say enough positive things about the way this game looks. The character models are incredibly detailed. The lighting is probably my favorite. Some of the best I've ever seen in video games. The only negative I see as far as graphics go is some of the non-playable characters, the NPCs throughout the course of the game, look very bland. Like they didn't put as much love and care into them as they did with the obviously your main characters. So yeah, there's that. It's forgivable at the end of the day, but I kind of wish they'd paid a little bit more attention to the rest of the world, characters in this world, that they did with the main cast. But that's just me nitpicking, honestly. So yeah, game looks phenomenal. Some of the best graphics I've ever seen in a game. Let's see. The sound and the music. 10 out of 10. Masterful. The music is holy crap. I want to pick up the soundtrack just so I can listen to this without having to play the game. It's amazing. They took the original soundtrack, all the stuff from the original soundtrack, and they beefed it up. You could tell they took that orchestra and they took it to that oomph level. And it sounds astounding. It brought, I'm not going to lie, when I saw the intro to Final Fantasy VII Remake, it brought a tear to my eye. It really did. Because I had been waiting years and years, decades, to see this game remade like this, and hear the music on a level with a big budget Hollywood movie is just incredible. I never thought I was going to see that or hear that. The sound effects, incredibly well done. Incredibly well done. From the of hacking a keyboard or hacking a computer, or to just the feet on metal, going up metal stairs.
Not long now, honey. That is almost home.
It was amazing. It was well done. Monsters sound great. Everything sounds amazing. I have no gripes about the sound whatsoever. I happen to think that it's some of the best sound, probably in any game most any game I've played. But it's good. It's incredibly good. Now, back to what I was saying about the story and how it's kind of taken the original and turned it upside down and surprised me. Certain characters like Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse, the members of Avalanche, they get like maybe a few hours of actual time in the original game, but they're taken and they're blown. Their story is now blown over the course of this 35-hour journey, and it's huge. I love these characters. Like, these characters I didn't really care for in the original because you didn't spend enough time with them. But here, you spend time with each and every one of them throughout 35 hours, and it is awesome. I love getting to know Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse, and they actually turn out to be some of my favorite characters in the game, which, like I said, they weren't in the original. So that's just how well done that was. Now, as far as the length goes, I'm fine with the 35 hours. There are in between chapters quests that you go on. They do have quests in this game that you can go on. They're optional. I do feel that some, not all, but some of them feel very much like padding to lengthen the game. I didn't feel that was necessary, but I did it anyways. You gain experience doing these. You gain a lot of money doing these things, so you're not doing these quests for no reason, you know. But it does, I can't help but feel like this is just a way for them to extend the game, the length of the game. Because I do feel like Square Enix was under a lot of pressure to produce a game that lived up to the length of the original. Now, keep in mind, it took me an entire summer to beat the original. So they padded it out in certain areas. Like, another good example of how the padding is in this game is there are certain parts of the game where it only took 30 minutes to accomplish this, but they wind up padding it out to the point where it's spread it out over 2 hours, and you kind of, at one point, it gets a little ridiculous. And particularly the train graveyard. While I enjoyed going through it, hearing hearing everything that was very nostalgic about that particular part in the first game was great and all that stuff, and the story that was with that section was great and all that, but padding it out to be over 2 hours long just for that section alone seems like overkill. So they did that maybe twice in the game that I can nitpick about. But again, I'm nitpicking. So those sections aside, you still got the rest of the game that is phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, I love this. Everybody looks amazing. Cloud looks amazing. He got an incredibly sweet upgrade. It's just night and day difference between the original and this one. Yeah, it's great. I loved it. I loved it so much. Now, everybody's here that you remember from the original game. Cloud, Barrett, Aerith. She used to be called Eris back when I played, but now she's Aerith. So I'm trying to get used to calling her Aerith. And then you also have Tifa. And then obviously later on you get a few extra characters I'm not going to mention because, you know, it's later and I don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, everybody's here. The materia system and the battle system were very, very important in the original game, and they're still extremely important here. Only they did away with the time, the active time battles. The turn-based, they hit, then you hit, then they hit again, then you hit again, magic, whatever. They took that out because it felt dated. And I'll admit, it is slightly dated, but I can't help it. I'm an RPG fan now, and that's kind of how I preferred my RPGs back in the day. But they did away with that, and instead of having the active time battle system, they have now done something more along the lines of what Kingdom Hearts does or what Final Fantasy 15 did, which is it's more action-based. There's not really a whole lot of back and forth between you and the enemy. Now, when you're using your materia, when you're using your summons, when you're using magic in general, when you hit that button to do it, it slows the battle to a crawl, almost freezing time, and allows you to make those split-second decisions, which I thought was great. And it still adds an incredible level of strategy to it. And I'm going to admit, when I first heard they were doing this to Final Fantasy VII, I said, what are they doing in my Final Fantasy VII game? I was not looking forward to it at all. It's hard for me to accept change sometimes, but after playing it, I am so glad they went that way, because there is still the strategy you're getting from the original put into this, but in a much faster, more intense pace. And I loved it. By the end of the game, once you master it, you're just a badass. And I'm not gonna lie, you're just a badass. And it felt good. Like when those battles end and you come out on top, it feels really good. But yeah, the battle system, phenomenal. The materia system is still here. Now, the downside to the materia system is they've done away with some of the they've done away with a lot of the materia because you're only getting, one chapter of this entire game. So they did away with a lot of it, but they also introduced some new stuff too, which kept me surprised and entertained with it. The weapons, you don't get the huge roster that you get in the original game just yet because, again, only getting a section of the full game. But the weapons you do get are upgradable. I like that a lot. The items are pretty much what you're familiar with a Final Fantasy game. Potions, Phoenix Downs, all that stuff. That's in there too, and it's incorporated well with the battle system. The summons are fantastic as well. It's good to see them back. I'm so glad they're there. Again, not all of them from the original game are here, but you get a nice big chunk of them. And it was awesome. I am a little disappointed that I didn't get 2 of the summons because they actually turned out to be DLC, downloadable content, for later and all that stuff. So I had to buy those or get the deluxe edition, which I didn't want to do. So that was kind of a downer. I don't like it when all my stuff is not there for me right when I open my package. So, but what can you do? Everything else was there, and I had a blast with it. Let's see, what else is there? It was great. It was fantastic. I love this game, and I'm actually looking forward to playing it again. Once you do beat the game, you're actually able to go back and play through the individual chapters. I'm not going to tell you how many there are because I want the mystery to be there. I don't want to, ruin anything for you guys. But once you do beat it, you are able to go back and complete things that you didn't complete, that you missed out on. You can replay it in chapters and all that, which is great because I did wind up missing a few materia that I'd like to go back and finish and get. But, so, all right, at the end of the day, all I can tell you guys is, if you are avoiding this game because you heard Final Fantasy VII Remake is not giving you the full experience of the Final Fantasy VII game, you need to play it regardless. You're not getting the full game. We're going to have to wait a year, 2 years, whatever, to get the rest of this game. But I will tell you this, over the 35 hours that I played in this game was incredible. And I want everybody to experience it. I want my wife to play it. I want my kids to play it. It's so good. And I cannot wait. By the end of the game, I actually scratched my head and I was like, wow, this is interesting. Where are we going to go from here? I thought I had everything planned out. I thought I knew exactly where this was going. But I don't. I kind of found myself questioning what's going to happen next. And that excites me. I don't want to wait a year or two. I want it now. But I will go ahead and keep on playing it until I get tired of playing it, which will probably be never. But I hope you guys play this game. That's what I want you to take away from this. If you are not an RPGer, if you're not big on Final Fantasy games, give this one a shot. Again, it's Final Fantasy VII. Yes, it's the 7th game in the series, but you don't have to play those other games to get this one. So pick it up, play it. You're going to love it. It's fantastic. In closing, this is what I want, I hope, for everybody. That you pick up this game. That you play this game. It is out for the PS4. So if you have a PS4, I highly suggest you play it, or wherever you can play it, whether it be PC or I'm not even sure if they have it on Xbox or not, but if you can get it there, play it. This game, even if the remake doesn't change your perspective of gaming, RPGs, or what have you, I want you to remember that it came from origins that were unlike any game before it. That game is life-changing. While Remake may not be life-changing now, when it is complete, it very well could be, I guess what I'm trying to say is I want you guys to play it, love it, and hopefully it spurs you to want to go back to that original and play it, which is also downloadable on the PS4 right now in a remastered edition. So, like I said, in closing, if you haven't picked it up already, pick it up. I definitely am giving it my big fat seal of approval. It is amazing. Loved it. Gonna play it again when I'm done with this. So, I want to thank you guys again for being here today, for watching my videos. I'm really sorry that it took me so long to get this one out. But you guys can look forward to more content in the very near future. I've got more stuff lined up. You know, I got, I want to do a Birds of Prey review. I've also just about done with Doom Eternal. Want to do a review on that. But yeah, I've got more stuff coming your way, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Thanks for sitting here with me and listening to me ramble on about one of my loves in my life. But yeah, that's it. Final Fantasy VII Remake. Go pick it up right now. And until the next video, I will see you guys later. Thank you so much. I love you. Bye. All right. 3, 2, 1.